Alright, yes, I get it. It's been a while. I probably literally have the biggest love-hate relationship for this game. And I am telling you, it is not fun. Nevertheless, we are back with another video, and today I decided to spice things up a little bit. What I mean by that is today we are actually going to be going around and reviewing some of the Streets remakes. This means games that literally have taken the Streets and have remade it for themselves. So this could literally mean new physics, different reworks, a new map modifications, and all that kind of good stuff. I have picked about 7 to 8 different types of games that we're going to review, so we're going to see what's up with those. Nevertheless, let's begin. Alright, so the first one that we're going to be starting off with is a very familiar one to a lot of people, and that's literally going to be called the total not remake of anything popular by POI Studios. Now, this one has literally been out for actually a couple years. This one was literally made in 2017. So we're going to take a look at it in case anybody here does not know what the hell it is. So let's take a look. Alright, so jumping into the game, we see that it's very old school here. Like, there is a lot of old school memories in this map. What I mean by that is it's literally probably the old map from 2016 because there is no expansion area over here. This is literally just the short version of the map. You can see that it has a quite decent amount of stuff, such as like this playground, the old school broken house that was literally on the corner that actually got removed like a year later, and some decent details with this grass, which actually looks kind of cool. As for the weapons themselves, you literally only get one gun and it's actually the Glock. I don't understand why you don't get the shotty, but I mean, hey, whatever works best is your best. There seems to be this kind of area over here, which is like a pathway, and it has a bunch of these cherry blossom trees, which actually looks kind of cool. Looks like a pretty decent area. Pretty big though, if you do ask me personally. But it's also really plain. One little detail I actually like about this map is that if you look at the chimneys, there actually is smoke coming out of them, which is pretty nice. So there is a fair amount of detail to this game, which actually does make it pretty decent and a little bit more modern compared to regular The Streets. Coming in over here, we actually see that there's an entire beach for the map, which is absolutely crazy. And it has a lot of detail to it. There's towels, there's umbrellas, there's a bunch of chairs, there's beach balls, realistic terrain water, which is actually pretty nice to see. And there's also an entire volleyball court, which is kind of crazy. Unfortunately, though, it's only for looks. It doesn't have an actual volleyball for you to be able to play this. There's apparently this area that says Beach City, which seems like it's coming soon, but that's literally been said for a really long time, and it's probably never going to happen because this game was literally last updated in 2017, which was 4 years ago, so that's probably never going to happen. Nevertheless, this was a pretty good game, and I probably am going to give it a 7 out of 10. I would probably give it more, but the creators for it are just not consistent with it whatsoever since it was last updated once again 4 years ago. With that being said, let's move on to the next game. Alright, the next one is literally called the Streets Remake by Saviorbidz. And yeah, let's jump right into it. Right off the bat, joining the game, there is a really cool looking map here. We can see that literally everything has been recolored and retextured, which actually looks pretty sick. The map actually looks way more clean and way more modern. I'm not gonna question why there's a door on the road, but you know, I hope that gets fixed pretty much soon. It probably will though, if the creator is consistent. This looks really good actually. These fences actually look really small and really nice. The grass looks good. The trees look pretty modern. Fairly modern actually, I'm gonna say that because I've seen better looking trees. I'm really not understanding what's going on with these doors because it's either the house has doors or it doesn't. A little bit of an error with this fence, but I hope that pretty much gets fixed pretty soon. Okay, so not only is there no doors, but there's no couches. And I'm pretty sure this house has like a rug. Yeah, I'm really confused on what's going on with that. Here's the bank. It actually looks really good, I'm not gonna lie. You got the bank sign literally on top of the door. There is a clothing store. It doesn't have too much. Okay, these clothes do not look good at all. Here's a laundromat, even though it's literally an empty room. The gym actually looks pretty good, not gonna lie. Another thing I noticed is infinite sprint, which I guess works, but at the same time I feel like people could easily be abusing that. Instead of the arena or that one house that used to be over here, he just put an entire, I guess, like restaurant or fast food area. This literally looks like a remake of Kickin' Chicken just put into this one spot. I don't understand. Here's the sandbox. Very flat sandbox. Doesn't look like it has any elevation to it. Coming into the other side, let's take a look and see what's going on over here. McFrothy's, which is the chicken place for the streets. Looks okay, a little bit basic though. Okay, that makes sense because McFrothy's is supposed to be over here, but there's literally nothing here. So I guess he literally took it and put it on that one spot on the map which had that one house or that arena. Okay, this area has a lot of space compared to regular the streets. This area does have a fair amount of room. Coming to the middle over here, we can see the prison. Okay, this looks really good actually. Okay. The doors actually open and close, which is really nice to see. Actually, I don't know if they close though. I just opened it, but there's no prompt for me to close it. There's the desk and chair over here. Actually looks really good. That actually looks like a really nice prison. Here's the bar. Again, no doors. I don't understand what's going on with this guy in the doors. Very basic. Usually there'd be like some cups over here. I remember it. And some posters, but a little bit on the basic side. The little ammo shop over here. And again, another empty room. That one house. Again, no doors, no furniture. I don't understand what this guy has going on with the no doors and no furniture. Anyways, that's pretty much the map itself. Let me check to see if there's actually a sewer real quick. No, it doesn't look like we have a sewer, which I guess is alright. Nobody really goes into the sewers anyway. As for the guns themselves, let's take a look and see how they work. Okay, this is the Uzi. Let's see how this one works. Instantly reloads, no slowdown. No animation for the reload either. Okay, that's pretty interesting. How about the shotty? No slowdown either, no reload animation with that one either. I don't think you can get any other guns because I didn't see any prompts to get any other guns in this game. This game looks like it has a interesting feature with its physics. How about the punch tool? I don't think this works because it literally is not doing anything. Spray can. This is probably just the traditional spray can. And the boombox. So that's pretty much it for this one. Honest review on this one, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I really like the map design. I really like how it looks. I like the detail and the effort that's been put into it. However, I feel like it could be a little bit better. There is no health bar. There is barely any guns or weapons that you can use. And the physics are a little bit on the wonky side. So other than that, I feel like if those things get worked on, I think this would be a really good game for us to play. With that being said, let's move on to the next game. Alright, our next one is literally called the Streets Remake once again, and this one is made by 020 Freddy underscore CKN. Alright, hopping into the game, this literally looks nothing like Streets, if I'm being completely honest. This house does look a little bit familiar. Yeah, it's not. Okay, you have two punch tools. One of them literally gets you stuck underground. I don't know what this one is. It's another punch tool. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. It says the Streets Remake. Okay, there's literally nothing here. There's a shop. You can buy money, you can buy weapons. Okay, literally none of these weapons are on the streets. I feel like this one just has a bunch of free models put into it. Okay, there's a bank. Very basic looking bank. Okay, I have no idea what to say about this one. I don't really think there's too much to it. It's literally just a poor map design and some really strange use of punch. I don't understand how this is actually gonna work. For this one, in my honest opinion, I give it a 1 out of 10. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, the next one is literally called the Streets Remake by gothicbuni. Let's take a look and see how this one is. Okay, jumping into the game, it's really forcing me into this strange Fortnite looking third person view. And looking at the map, it's literally just a flat plate with a bunch of free models on it. This looks nothing like the streets. But you do have a bunch of guns in your inventory. Okay, I don't really have much to say about this one. I'll probably just say it's a strange one, but we'll give it a 1 out of 10. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, the next one is literally called the Streets Remake, and this one is made by Jackhugojj. Let's see what this one's about. Alright, jumping into the game, we are presented with a summer-ish looking map, and I guess it looks pretty okay. But for some strange reason, there is an entire subway on the middle of the road, which is kind of funny. You got snowflakes going upward, which I don't really understand, but okay. I feel like he meant to probably put it downward. The sandbox is completely covered because of this, I guess, construction that's going on. You have two guns in your inventory. It looks like you have a pistol and an AK-47. Okay, this one literally just sprays. As for the pistol itself, same thing. No animations to these. There is one vehicle, and it's like that default vehicle. Take a look. It makes the engine noise from the Streets 2 with those vehicles in Streets 2, which is kind of funny. Something really I'm confused about is why is the road blue? I don't understand why the road is blue. Hopping over to the other side, let's take a look and see what's going on over here. Again, the road is just incredibly blue. Road closed. What's going on over here? Okay, looks like the subway is literally going straight through the bar. The train track is literally going through the bar. I guess that somewhat makes sense. I don't know. Let's take a look at the prison. Very basic prison. This was the one that's literally in the streets. There's another vehicle over here. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, you can actually ride this one, but I think this is a free model vehicle. Car parking. Are these supposed to be vehicles that are just broken? I have no clue. Why are there so many traffic lights, bro? Okay, I don't know what to say much about this one. This literally just looks like a free model map with a bunch of free models put into it. Alright, let me put my honest opinion for this one. It's meh. Could be a lot better, but this literally just looks like it got a bunch of free models put together for it. But one question I really need an answer to is why are the snowflakes going upward? I just don't understand why it's doing that. And secondly, why is the entire road blue? I don't understand that either. Nevertheless, I'll give this one a 2 out of 10. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, next one we're going to be checking out is the Streets modded. Let's see what this one's about. Alright, hopping into the game, it's literally just a Streets map of the summer map put together. Alright, so back onto this game. Basically, it's a summer themed copy of the map. How I can tell it's copied is because these trees right here, they don't have leaves. There's no barrels. The crates over here, they don't have the full brick. It's just these outlines on the front and the back doors. So this is literally just a free model of the map combined with a special sky, I guess you could say, and with some free models put into it as well, like this jacked up car. As for the weapons themselves, this looks like a bunch of free model weapons, I guess. Some of these work, some of these don't. But this one is strong. This is the AUG. And apparently I can shoot myself with it. And I can kill myself with it, which is kind of interesting, I guess. Pistol. Looks like it has a trap. There's a sword. I don't remember the last time I seen a sword on the streets. There's a med kit. These literally look like spawn pads from that one game from the base plate. As for what's going on over here, it looks like a crashed helicopter. I guess that's a pretty nice detail to the map, but it's put in a really random place. There's also an assault rifle, I guess, but this literally just sounds like a paintball gun, and it's very inconsistent. You can tell with those shots. This is a very inconsistent gun. The AUG actually is probably the most accurate, especially considering you can kill yourself with it. I never understand why you could do that, but alright. Nevertheless, I give this game a 2.5 out of 10. Let's move on to the next game. Not much to say about this one either. Alright, the next one we're going to be checking out is Quarantine, the Streets Remake. Alright, so right off the bat, we can tell that this is literally a copy of the Quarantine map from 2020, which was last year, by the time I'm recording this video, of course. Everything looks to be pretty spot on this map. You got the fences, you got the flaming cars, you got the flaming barrels, you got the campfires, you got the crate in the middle by the bank. As for the weapons themselves, you only get 2, and it looks like to be this assault rifle. Again, very inconsistent. And this... Not much seems to be going on with this map, so I don't really know what much else to say about it, other than it really does bring back a lot of good memories. However, in my honest opinion, when I back then played this map, it was very scuffed for me to play on because of all the ruckus that was going on around the map, especially those 2 fences, the one over there and the one that is right by the gas station. Those were very scuffed. It was also a little bit weird to play around those things because it kind of blocked your path. However, I do feel like this game could be a little bit better though, because this is actually a really good map, and it was a very loved map back then by a lot of people. However, these 2 guns and these 2 weapons, they are not the best, and I feel like if this was more so a very heavily worked on game and it had the actual physics from the streets, then it would probably be played a lot more. So for my final words and my final rating, this is a pretty decent map. Could be a lot better. And for my rating, I give this one a 3 out of 10. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, saving the best for last, we got the Streets Remake by ElementDream. And this one actually still has some people playing it right now, which tells you that it is actually a pretty decent game. This one was actually not made too long ago, so I do think that this one was really worked on. So let's just jump in and see what we can see out of this one real quick. So hopping into the game, we are already granted with something that I have truly loved, especially from back then. And that is the winter map from 2019 and 2020. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is my favorite all-time map for the Streets, and this was my most beloved map ever. Hopping into the game, we can already see that there are a pretty decent amount of detail. Everything here is pretty spot on. We got the icicles, we got the ice in the center, which everybody loves to slide around for some strange reason, even I do as well sometimes. And a really nice touch that this guy has put into the game are two things. Number one, instead of the arena, it's actually now this house that was beloved from back then, back when this game actually used to have it before the arena. So now people actually use this, and they like this one a lot more compared to the arena that used to be over here. Another really nice touch to the game is instead of the big red building on this corner, he put the old school house from 2016 right over on this corner, which is actually really nice to see. As for the guns and the weapons themselves, very, very similar to the Streets. Nothing much is really different. However, one thing I do want to mention to you guys is that in this game, there actually is something that is really useful to a lot of people, and I guarantee you to you it's going to be a lot more useful as well if you do decide to play this. Actually, it's going to be two things. The first one is there is a pipe in the game, and what it does is if you hold it out like this and you sprint forward or to the side, you get an insane boost when you're sprinting like this. It is an incredible boost. This makes you go at least 2 times faster than how you would with a Glock. It is absolutely crazy fast. You can probably get around the entire block just by using 1 bar of stamina with this boost. It is absolutely crazy. Second thing I want to mention is that the Jitsu in the game, when you use it, it actually refills your stamina bar halfway compared to regular the Streets where it doesn't really do that. It just helps you regen it faster. So when you do use Jitsu in this game, it actually fills up half of your stamina bar. Something that is also kind of useful to some people but not every single person is that in this game, you can actually Glock glitch. That is correct. Compared to back then where it was both in regular the Streets and the prison. Then it got removed from regular the Streets and was only able to done in the prison. But now you can actually do Glock glitching in this game. Just like that. Speaking as for the guns, very similar and very similar function to the regular the Streets. There's no jump shooting in this game either, so you have to be on the ground. It's pretty much just like the prison physics, just brought back into the regular Streets map, which is pretty nice to see. As for the shotty though, it's actually a little bit weird though because it does a lot of damage from a decent distance as well compared to regular the Streets where it actually lowers in terms of damage the further that you are, but in this game it actually does a lot more even compared to when you're far away from your opponent. As for the reload with the shotty, it's a little bit longer compared to regular Streets, which is not really a big deal as long as you know how to play the game. So if you get that down, you'll pretty much be good. The creator of this game said he would make a bunch of updates to it, and he would also work on making some really nice updates to the game. So hopefully he will take some suggestions, and we'll see what things do, and we'll see how things go from there. Also, if you guys want to join his Discord, it's literally just going to be in the description of this game. So if you guys do decide to play this game and you want to join the Discord server for updates about the game, you can do that if you want to as well. Nevertheless, this is a really good game and I really like to see it. This was probably the best one I've seen by far compared to me and a bunch of other people I guess we could all agree on. However, a couple things I want to mention. I really like the detail with this house and this house over here. That is really nice to see. The pipe boost, really great to see as well. I didn't even know about this at the time because I actually played in 2017. Glock glitching, that's pretty useful for some players, which is pretty nice to see. And he used the map I always loved for the game. However, I want to give some suggestions though. Number one, I feel like the Streets map is literally the same thing every time, and it's the same map that we've always loved from 2016. I do feel like if the game physics were the same, but we got an entirely different map for the game, kind of like that second game I showed you guys a little bit earlier, I feel like if we did get that, the Streets community probably would come back a lot bigger and a lot stronger. because it would really revive the idea of the game really being alive, and it would also bring a decent amount of audience back to the game itself, especially with those old gens. So one of my main suggestions is to try to make a map for the game on the streets where it is completely new, completely different, and probably nobody has ever seen before. It would really bring back a new beginning for the streets, and it would also probably bring back the attention of a lot of people. But then again, these are just my suggestions. You might agree, you might also disagree. That's completely fine. However, I would like to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section, so let me know if you do agree or disagree. But yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video on the Streets reviews. I really do hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this in the future, feel free to let me know down in the comment section, because I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. As for this game itself, my final rating, I would probably give it a 9.5 out of 10, because this is actually a really good game, and I would love to see more updates within this map or within this game itself. But yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Catch you guys around.